Hello everyone, this is Dr. Saib Singh. Welcome to my channel Guide Dental. The subject for today's video is going to be prosthodontics. The unit which will be discussed in this video is removable denture prosthodontics, that is RPD, maxillofacial prosthodontics and implants. Whatever topics I'll be discussing and mentioning in my video are also mentioned in my blog by the name of Guide Dental. So starting with removable denture prosthodontics or RPD. You need to know the definition of RPD according to GPT, that is Glossary of Prosthodontic Terminology. Then the height of contour, suprabulge area, infrabulge area. You need to know only the concepts for Viva with diagram. That's all. It's 99% asked as a Viva question. Next is Kennedy's classification. You need to know the whole classification, Applegate's rules, Applegate's modification in detail with diagrams, as this is very frequently asked as a long question. Next is major connectors. In major connectors, you need to know the definition of major connectors according to GPT, that is Glossary of Prosthodontic Terminology. Then the ideal requirements of major connectors, only 5 to 6 you need to know. Now in maxillary major connectors, you need to know the structural requirements with main focus on design of stress bearing areas, beading and relief. Then in the types of maxillary major connectors, you need to know the palatal bar, palatal strap, antero-posterior palatal bar, double palatal bar, horseshoe or U-shaped connector, closed horseshoe or antero-posterior palatal strap, and complete palate. The construction part you just need to know for the palatal bar and palatal strap. For the rest, you need to know the indications, contraindications, advantages and disadvantages, any two in each. But the diagrams of all the connectors, that are very important, because they might ask you in Viva, they might give you a connector and ask you which type of connector it is. So you need to know the diagrams or the connectors visually, you need to know in detail. Then in maxillary major connectors, another short question which is short note which is frequently asked is L-beam principle, so that you need to know in detail with diagrams. In mandibular major connectors, you need to know again the structural requirements, in which you need to mainly focus on the beading requirements and the relief areas. In types, you need to know the lingual bar, lingual plate, double lingual bar or Kennedy bar, labial bar, and the construction part you just need to know for lingual bar and lingual plate. Again, for the rest, like maxillary major connectors, you need to know the indications, contraindications, advantages, disadvantages, any two with diagrams of each connector. In minor connectors, you need to know the definition according to GPT. Function you just mentioned, it is used to join the major connector or denture base to remaining components of prosthesis. In types of minor connectors, you need to know that the forms or the types of minor connectors you need to know. First, it is used for joining clasp assemblies to major connectors. Here you need to know the structural and design requirements. Example, triangular cross section, and such a type of minor connector shouldn't be placed on convex tooth surfaces. These are just two examples, but the rest of the factors also you need to know. The next type is joining indirect retainers or auxiliary rest to major connectors. You need to know that it should be at right angle with the major connector with a rounded junction to prevent stress concentration, and you need to know that it's positioned at lingual embrasures for patient comfort. All of this which I am reading is already mentioned in my blog. You can always go for reference over there. Then the next point is joining denture bases to major connectors. There are three types in this: open or lattice work construction, mesh construction, bead, wire, nail and head construction. All these three you need to know in detail with diagrams. You need to know the design, indication, advantages, disadvantages. Then the last type is serving as approach arms for vertical projection or bar type clasps. You need to know the design with diagram, and you need to know this as an MCQ, that this type of minor connector, that is serving as approach arms for vertical projection, it is the only minor connector that is flexible. So this might be asked as an MCQ or Viva question. Next is tissue stops. You need to know that it is used in distal extension partial dentures with open and mesh constructions. This you just need to know the concept and the function. This is for Viva purpose or MCQ purpose only. External and internal finish lines, you need to know the concept and design. Again, one or two lines just for Viva purpose. Next is rest and rest seats. You need to know the definition of rest and rest seat according to GPT. Functions you need to know related to force transfer, support, stability, positional maintenance and indirect retention. These are just the subheadings. So you need to know 1, 1, 2, 2 lines in detail in each of these subheadings in the functions of rest and rest seats. The next is classification of rest and rest seats. you need to know based on relation to direct retainers there is primary and secondary rest, and you need to know that it's based on area of placement, that is occlusal, lingual or cingulum rest and incisal rest. These are just the names, you need to study them also in detail. One paragraph will do. In occlusal rest and rest seat, you need to know the definition, design in detail with diagram. This is the most commonly used and the most commonly asked type of rest. So you need to know it in detail with diagram and the indications. In lingual or cingulum rest and rest seat, you need to know the definition, design with diagrams and indication. But this you just need to know in brief. The occlusal rest is more important, so that you need to know more. Incisal rest and rest seat, it is the least preferred type of rest. So you just need to know the definition and the diagram. That's it. The next is direct retainers. In direct retainers, you need to know the definition according to GPT. In requirements, you need to know the requirements pertaining to retention, stability, support, reciprocation, encirclement and passivity. In retention, you need to again know the dimension of retentive undercut, flexibility of clasp arm and types of clasp. This I've just mentioned the subtopics so that it's easy for you to study. The classification, you need to know the intracoronal and extracoronal. In intracoronal direct retainers, you need to know the function, components, that is matrix and patrix, advantages, disadvantages, contraindications, and very importantly, our short note is the difference between precision and semi-precision attachments. Precision attachment is a very frequently asked short note, so you need to know it in detail with diagrams. In extracoronal direct retainers or clasp, you need to know the Prothero's cone theory, that is for viva purpose. Structure or design of a clasp, including parts of a clasp in detail with diagrams. Definitions of suprabulge, infrabulge and combination clasp. Then in cast circumferential clasp, you need to know the basic design, advantages and disadvantages. Then you need to know the design and indications of simple circlet clasp, reverse circlet clasp, ring clasp, back action clasp, half and half clasp, hairpin and fish hook clasp, embrasure clasp and multiple circlet clasp. In this, only the design and indication, one indication will do, but the diagrams are very important. They are very frequently asked in your viva. In combination clasp, you need to know the design, indications, advantages and disadvantages with diagrams, very frequently asked short note. In bar clasp, we need to know the design, indication, contraindication, and two MCQs are very frequently asked from bar clasp, that is, it offers the maximum retention of all the clasp types and it offers a push type of retention. The next what you need to know is RPI concept, that is rest, proximal plate and I-bar concept, and RPA concept. Both are given by Kroll, so you need to know the design, what the concept is, and the indications of both with diagrams of only the RPI. Diagram you just need to know for the RPI, but the concept and indications you need to know for both RPI as well as RPA. Both are given by Kroll. Next is indirect retainers. You need to know the definition according to GPT. Principle of indirect retainers, you need to know the concept with diagrams. Functions of indirect retainers, you need to know primary, that is according to definition. Secondary, in secondary you need to know stabilization, auxiliary guiding plane, auxiliary rest, first indication for relining and rebasing as an extension base. So these are basically the subheadings under secondary functions of indirect retainers. So one line in each will do for your short note. Then the forms of indirect retainers, you need to know the auxiliary occlusal rest is the most important form or the most preferred form. Then only any one indication of the rest of the forms you need to know. The auxiliary occlusal rest you need to study in detail. The rest only one indication. The rest of the forms are auxiliary canine extension, canine rest, incisal rest, modification areas, root gauge support and direct indirect retention. So auxiliary occlusal rest in detail, rest only one indication. Simple. In principles of RPD design, you need to know the concepts of class 1 and class 2 levers and where they can be applied in RPD, and the inclined plane effect. This is most frequently asked as a MCQ or viva question. Fulcrum line you need to know in detail. You need to know the definition, concept, types, that is horizontal, sagittal and vertical fulcrum line in detail with diagrams. Frequently asked short note. Stress control, you need to know the length of edentulous span of RPD, quality of ridge support, class position, that is quadrilateral configuration, tripodal configuration and bilateral configuration, and the splinting of abutment. So these are basically the sub points or the subheadings in stress control which you need to know. So any 1 or 2 points in each will do, but the headings, all of the subheadings have to be included. That is more important. Coming to philosophy of design, you need to know the names of the philosophies. Obviously, that is conventional rigid design, stress equalization, physiologic basing, and broad stress distribution. The stress equalization or stress breaker or stress directing concept, that has to be studied in detail, very frequently as a short note and even sometimes as a long note also. So you need to know the definition of stress breaker, indications, types, that is 1 and 2 with diagrams, advantages and disadvantages, any 2 or 3. But the types and the definition are very, very important, that have to be studied in detail. The next topic is surveyor and surveying. Very, very frequently asked as a long note. In my own during my own BDS, it was almost in all exams it was asked as a long note. So it is very, very frequent long note from RPD. So you need to know the definitions of surveyor and surveying according to GPT. Uses of surveyor and surveying, any 3 to 4 will do. Just the names, don't need to go in detail. Types of surveys you need to know in detail, that is Nee and Jelenko, with a comparative chart or difference between the two. It is given in most of the books, so you can do from there. Then the parts of a surveyor you need to know in detail with diagram, or you can just draw the diagram, label the diagram, and one function you can write off all the parts. That will do. In survey lines you need to know the definition, types, that is high, medium, low and diagonal with diagrams, and type of class used in each. Then the concept of near zone and far zone also you need to know. This near zone and far zone is a very frequently asked Viva question, and also it will help you in understanding the survey lines. So for that purpose you need to know. The next what you need to know in surveyor and surveying is tripoding. So you just need to know the concept, that is the definition and why it is done. That's it. Don't need to go in detail. Guiding planes again in surveyor and surveying, very important, and it can be asked separately as a short note also. So guiding planes you need to know in detail, the concept, the design and the purpose of guiding planes. In color coding of RPT, this is just a Viva question or an MCQ question. So I've mentioned it in my blog also. I'm just reading it out. The red color is used for rest and rest seat. The black color is used for survey lines. The blue color is used for acrylic portion of RPD, and the brown color is used for metallic portion of RPD. Next topic is impression techniques in RPD. You need to know the material used. This can be asked as a Viva question. So alginate is used for shallow undercuts. Polysulfide or rubber base is used for severe undercuts, and polyvinyl siloxane is used for moderate undercuts. In types of impressions, you need to know the anatomic and functional, only the definitions. Techniques, you need to know 1 stage and 2 stage, that is dual impression. In 1 stage, you need to know the anatomic impression. You need to know that 1 stage technique involves only the anatomic impression. So you need to know the disadvantages. It is mentioned in my blog in detail. For 2 stage or dual impression techniques, you need to know that it involves anatomic as well as functional impressions, and it is used for distal extension, partial denture. In the subtypes of dual impression techniques, you need to know the physiologic, that is MacLean's, Hindle's modification, functional reline and fluid wax. These you just need to know the principles, but and the selective pressure technique, that you need to know in detail. Selective pressure technique, I am sure you must also be taught in complete denture. So you can refer to a complete denture note, so it will be present there also. The next you need to know altering the master cast, that is split cast technique. You need to know in detail with diagrams, separately asked as a long note sometimes. The next topic is blockout of master cast. You need to know the definition of blockout and the types of blockout, that is parallel, arbitrary and formed. So in this you need to know the definition and indications with diagrams. Blockout of master cast is asked as a short note, 99% of the cases. Variation. The last topic for removable partial denture is variations of conventional cast partial dentures. In this you need to know the swing block and guide plane dentures, the design, indications, advantages and disadvantages in brief, not in detail. 99% again asked as a short note, and if you know the diagrams, it will be very helpful. In the whole of prosthodontics, if you draw diagrams, they are very mark fetching, and then you need to write less also in the exams, and it will save you time also and effort also. So draw as many diagrams as you can in prosthodontics. The next major unit is maxillofacial prosthodontics and implants. So you need to know about obturator, the definition, functions, any 4 to 5, and you have to mention for sure that it improves feeding and speech. So these 2 functions are a must to mention, but the rest 2 or 3 also you can do. And then you need to know Armani's classification of obturators in detail. Types of obturators you need to know: surgical, temporary, and definitive. The definitions. Hollow, only the definitions. Hollow bulb obturator you need to know in detail. You need to know one MCQ that can be asked from obturator or maxillofacial prosthodontics, that silicone is a gold standard material for maxillofacial prosthetics. In implants, you need to know osseointegration and classification of implants, that can be done from perio or periodontology. Biomaterials in implantology, only the classification you need to know, and only the concepts, not in detail, but only the concepts or principles you need to know for 2-piece implant, 1-piece implant, implant for overdenture, all on 4 concept and all on 6 concept. So this concludes the video, that is RPD, maxillofacial prosthodontics and implants. I hope you found this video to be useful. Whatever, again, these topics are all based on my personal experience. If you want me to add anything, or if there are any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. If you found this video to be useful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Guide Dental for further updates. Thank you.